Have you noticed how certain people seem to draw financial opportunities with an almost magnetic ease, while others, despite working tirelessly, feel prosperity remains perpetually one step beyond their grasp? There exists an ancient secret preserved within Buddhist traditions about the way the mind processes abundance long before it manifests physically in your bank account. It's the power of giving thanks before receiving. If you wish to understand how to transform your scarcity into an unshakable wealth mentality, I invite you to subscribe now to our channel, where we'll explore weekly how Eastern wisdom can heal your relationship with money. We often believe gratitude is an automatic response we give the universe only after a good deal closes, a salary gets deposited, or an investment bears fruit. Buddhism teaches us something radically different and far more powerful, though. Gratitude isn't a reflection of what you possess, but a state of consciousness that dictates what you're capable of attracting. Picture your mind functioning like a radio tuned to a low-frequency station, where we pick up only complaints, lack, and fear about our financial future. When you complain about a bill that needs paying, you're reinforcing the frequency of scarcity. The universe, or the law of cause and effect, simply mirrors that specific vibration back to you. By giving thanks in advance, you're actually turning the dial on that radio to a station where abundance already exists as accomplished fact. To better grasp this dynamic, we need to understand the Buddhist concepts of emptiness and interdependence. Nothing exists in isolation. Money that reaches you doesn't appear from nowhere. It's the result of a chain of events that begins deep inside in your intention. When you cultivate a grateful heart for the prosperity potential that today offers, you remove the emotional blockages of anxiety, which is a state of resistance. Buddhism teaches us that mental discipline is the greatest wealth accumulation tool a human being can possess. This isn't just about saving coins or investing in stocks, but about investing in the quality of your thinking. Giving thanks before receiving is an exercise in mental discipline, because it demands you maintain focus on completeness rather than focusing on the void. Think about a farmer. He doesn't plant a seed and, in the same minute, start digging up the earth to see if it sprouted, because he trusts nature's natural process. Anticipatory gratitude is like watering the soil before even seeing the first green shoot emerge. You're nourishing the environment so growth becomes inevitable. Let's bring this into your practical, everyday life. Picture this. You've set a clear financial target. Maybe it's paying off debt, building an emergency fund, or backing a personal venture. Most people spend their days fixating on the gap. How much is left? How massive the debt feels? How steep the climb ahead? That mindset bleeds your creative energy dry. Try something different. Wake up and feel deep gratitude for your ability to create value. Give thanks for your work, your health, opportunities that haven't even arrived yet, but that you know are woven into life's natural rhythm. When you express gratitude for prosperity that's already on its way, you lower cortisol and the stress that clouds your judgment. In a calm, grateful state, we make smarter financial choices. We buy less impulsively, invest more strategically, spot opportunities that others blinded by urgency and fear walk right past. Gratitude acts as the lubricant that keeps your financial machinery spinning without friction. People often ask me if this is just delusion, some naive form of positive thinking. The core difference between toxic positivity and Buddhist wisdom lies in action rooted in awareness. A Buddhist doesn't give thanks merely to feel good momentarily. They give thanks to align their actions with virtue. When you're grateful for money, you take better care of it. You don't squander it on trivial things that add no value. You begin to see money as energy, serving both your well-being and the collective good. This is where detachment enters. Detachment doesn't mean indifference toward money. It means refusing to let money become the master of your mental peace. When you give thanks in advance, you signal to the universe that you're already wealthy inside, regardless of your current bank balance. That emotional security attracts people, partnerships, and new ventures into your orbit. Those who overflow with scarcity attract scarcity, but those who overflow with abundance become magnets for prosperity. Let's examine a concrete example. Say you're visiting an important client or facing a tough negotiation. The typical approach: go in fearing the loss of the sale. That generates tension the other party senses, often causing the deal to collapse. The Buddhist approach differs. You meditate before leaving home, breathing deeply and giving thanks for the chance to serve someone else with your product or service. Through gratitude, you swap fear of loss for the desire to contribute. You enter the room with confident posture, listening more and speaking with purpose. Gratitude shifted your frequency, and that frequency shift altered the negotiation's outcome. Money is merely a byproduct of the value you deliver, and gratitude ensures your mind stays open to delivering that value in the best possible way. It's a virtuous cycle. You give thanks, your mind settles. You produce with excellence, you generate value, and financial returns arrive naturally. Another crucial element is conscious repetition. Giving thanks once and forgetting won't cut it. The habit needs reinforcement. Set aside 5 minutes every morning to visualize your financial life as if it's already at the level of prosperity you desire, and genuinely feel the relief and gratitude for it already unfolding. Don't worry about how the money will come. Worrying about the how creates a blockage. The universe, or the law of synchronous pathways your limited logic can't yet perceive. By giving thanks in advance, you release excessive control and allow life's intelligence to work in your favor. Often, the solution to a financial problem won't come from where you expect, but from a casual conversation, an idea surfacing during a quiet moment, or an opportunity appearing when you least expect it, but exactly when you're ready. Consider also the importance of gratitude for small things you already possess. If you can't give thanks for a roof, a meal, electricity, or the internet enabling you to seek knowledge, how can you expect the universe to trust you with larger sums? Gratitude for small things is the necessary training ground for abundance. It's a muscle requiring daily exercise. If you complain about coffee prices, bank fees, or traffic, you're broadcasting that your mind is locked on limitation. Buddhism teaches that everything is mind. If your mind sees restriction, the world becomes restricted. If your mind sees opportunities, the world becomes vast. Giving thanks before receiving is your declaration that you master your mind and consequently master your reality. Many students of Eastern philosophy hit an initial wall. The fear that gratitude breeds complacency and kills the drive toward goals. That's a common misconception. Gratitude isn't passivity. On the contrary, it's high-performance fuel. When you're grateful, you work with greater joy and energy. Procrastination, one of wealth's biggest saboteurs, is born from fear and frustration. When you transform your mindset through gratitude, procrastination becomes pointless, because you're no longer acting to escape a problem, but to manifest a vision you already feel is real. It's a paradigm shift, from fighting scarcity to building abundance. It's far easier and more pleasurable to build something when you feel you already have the permission and support of the universe to succeed. The question of financial detachment is also essential for maintaining prosperity over the long haul. Many people, when they start earning more money, lose their essence. They become anxious about keeping what they've gained, which leads them to wrong decisions and, eventually, to the loss of that wealth. Buddhism reminds us that everything born must perish, and that the only real thing is our consciousness. By giving thanks before receiving, you're already practicing detachment. You recognize that money is a flow. It comes, fulfills its purpose, and circulates. When you understand that true wealth is your capacity to create and to be, money becomes a servant, not a master. You don't need to fear the future, because you know that as long as your mind stays aligned with gratitude and clarity, you'll always be capable of generating new sources of prosperity. To implement this today, start with an abundance journal. At night, write down 3 things you're grateful for that are still in the realm of desire, but that you feel are on their way. right in the present tense. Don't say you hope it happens, say you're thankful for the clarity you received to resolve such a situation, or for the opportunity that opened up to expand your business. When you write, you're materializing the thought, giving body to your intention. This helps anchor gratitude as a practice, not just as a fleeting feeling. Little by little, you'll notice a subtle but constant shift in how you react to financial problems. Panic will give way to curiosity. Instead of asking why this is happening to you, you'll start asking what you need to learn from it to elevate your level of prosperity. This simple change of question, sustained by gratitude, is what separates those who prosper from those who live in an eternal cycle of repetition. Financial consciousness, from a Buddhist perspective, also involves responsibility. Being grateful doesn't mean being irresponsible. On the contrary, whoever is grateful values everything they touch. The money that arrives is seen as a precious resource that must be managed with wisdom, ethics, and purpose. Wealth built on the foundation of detachment and gratitude is far more sustainable than wealth built on greed. Greed never finds satisfaction. It always craves more, forever dwelling in scarcity. Gratitude, on the other hand, acknowledges that what you already possess is enough to begin in from that foundation. It expands outward. Gratitude unlocks doors. Greed bolts them shut. That's why countless financial empires erected solely on selfish intentions eventually crumble to dust, while those nurtured through wisdom and purpose, even when they start small, tend to grow with strength and balance. Perhaps you're questioning whether this practice actually works during moments of severe financial hardship. The answer is precisely in those moments that it becomes most essential. When the landscape appears darkest, the light of gratitude must burn brightest. When everything seems lost, you're given the chance to prove to yourself that your faith and mental discipline tower above any external circumstance. Buddhism tells stories of masters who maintained peace and thankfulness, even during total deprivation. And it was exactly that mental state that allowed them to discover the path toward overcoming. Never underestimate what a calm mind can do. Serenity is the soil where prosperity takes root and blooms. If you allow yourself to feel peace right now, you're planting the seed of your future harvest. Financial discipline, viewed through this lens, becomes lighter too. You don't need to deprive yourself of everything and suffer just to save. You save because you understand that money is an energy requiring care. You invest because you recognize the value of time and growth. Every financial decision, when made with gratitude, transforms into an act of self-care and respect for life itself. You stop seeing your budget as a prison and start seeing it as a map toward your freedom. Financial freedom is a state of mind as much as it is a bank balance. If you have millions but live in fear of losing them, you're poor. If you have little but live with gratitude and confidence in your ability to create value, you're wealthy. True Buddhist prosperity is the marriage of material abundance with emotional liberation. Reflect on how you've treated money over recent years. Have you been a good steward of this energy? Or have you allowed fear and complaint to dictate your actions? The first step towards changing that is forgiveness. Forgive yourself for past financial mistakes. Guilt is dead weight that blocks your progress. Buddhism emphasizes the absolute present. The past is gone, the future doesn't exist yet. All you have is this moment. By giving thanks now, you cleanse the past and prepare the ground for what's coming. Don't chain yourself to regrets. Turn the lessons from your mistakes into wisdom that guides what comes next. Then move forward with a clear mind and an open heart, ready for whatever life's current brings your way. Gratitude practice invites you to trust the unfolding process. Often, what you want stays away because you're gripping too tight, afraid it won't happen. Attachment to outcomes creates resistance that blocks manifestation. When you give thanks beforehand, you're telling the universe you trust the path, trust your own capacity, and remain open to the best outcome, whatever form it takes. This surrender marks the peak of spiritual and financial maturity. It's like dropping a seed into soil and trusting that sun, rain, and time will do their necessary work. You do your part with discipline and excellence, then trust the natural unfolding. That's the essence of conscious prosperity. As you apply these teachings, you'll notice your relationship with money becoming more fluid. You won't feel that desperate need to chase every penny anymore, because you'll understand that by becoming a source of value and maintaining your elevated vibration through gratitude, money naturally finds its way to you. This doesn't mean you no longer need to work or plan. Actually, you'll work with sharper focus, greater efficiency, and deeper purpose than ever before. The difference? Your effort won't carry stress anymore at all, carry a sense of mission fulfilled. You'll be aligned with the universe's abundance, and that connection becomes your greatest guarantee of success. This is the moment to make a conscious decision about how you'll conduct your life from here forward. Will you choose to stay trapped in patterns of complaint and scarcity, or are you willing to embrace the discipline of gratitude? Change doesn't happen overnight, but every thought you choose today is a brick in the construction of your new reality. Small steps, maintained with consistency, lead to massive transformations. Be patient with your process. Buddhism teaches that enlightenment, just like wealth, is a journey of steps, not some magical leap. Each moment of gratitude is a step you climb toward a life of greater peace and prosperity. To anchor this learning even deeper, I recommend practicing abundance meditation. Sit in silence, close your eyes, and visualize your ideal financial life not as something distant, but as an extension of what you already do. Feel gratitude for money, for what it enables you to accomplish, and for the mental peace it provides. Feel this gratitude expanding from your heart throughout the rest of your body. When you're done, open your eyes and notice how your perception of the day has shifted. You'll feel more capable, calmer, and above all, more receptive to opportunities. Return to this exercise whenever anxiety creeps in or financial concerns corner you. Meditation is the tool that anchors gratitude and transforms it into an inseparable part of who you are. Always remember that money mirrors what you are. If you want to see change in your external world, you must first transform your inner landscape. Giving thanks before receiving is the most powerful way to trigger this internal shift. It's an act of courage, of faith, and of spiritual intelligence. It's the declaration that you're no longer a victim of circumstances, but rather the architect of your own prosperity. Keep this practice alive in your routine, watch the results unfold, and share your journey. Prosperity is a good that multiplies when it's shared and acknowledged with gratitude. To close our reflection today, I want to invite you to take the definitive step toward this new mindset. Knowledge without application is merely information, and true transformation only happens through daily practice. If you felt this content resonated with your current life moment, don't keep this learning to yourself. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications, because here we dive weekly into philosophical practices that will help you build a life of abundance, balance, and inner peace. Also, leave your comment below about how you plan to apply anticipated gratitude from now on in your financial projects. Your participation strengthens our community of seekers. I'm grateful you dedicated your time to this study, and more importantly, I'm already thankful for the changes you'll begin manifesting in your life starting today. Be grateful, maintain discipline, cultivate detachment, and watch prosperity bloom along your path. Until our next encounter, where we'll continue unveiling the secrets of Buddhist wealth for a full and abundant life.